So what do you make of what Elon Musk said today? Because he said, I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. What would you say to Elon Musk?
Well, you know, I very much support Elon, and I have supported Doge. I fully understand what Elon is saying, and I agree with him to a certain extent.
All of a sudden, Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene has a big issue with the big, beautiful bill, as Trump likes to call it, the bill that Marjorie Taylor Greene, as a member of the House of Representatives, voted in favor of. But apparently there was a provision that she didn't read, didn't know was included, and now she's worried about it and is partly siding with Elon Musk. So during an interview with News Nation last night, she said that she sympathized with Elon Musk's concerns about about the spending bill after he called it a disgusting abomination. Okay, so she said that she was also careful to basically make her undying support for Donald Trump clear, because of course you just have to do that. I love you, Daddy Trump. I'm not mad at you, and that she overall still supported the spirit of the bill, but that one provision. Now let's hear what she has to say next.
Here's what I supported in the bill. I supported making the president's tax cuts and jobs plan permanent. I also support the money that it spends for the border security, and also for energy. And I think those things are important. Do I like the spending? No, absolutely I don't. We can't get out of $36 trillion in debt without something else. That's called economic growth. We can't just cut our way out of this because the interest is accumulating too fast, and there's just no way to cut enough spending to dig our way out. We have to grow the economy, and President Trump is doing a great job with that, bringing in so many businesses that are investing in America. The GDP is doing great. Inflation is coming down.
Inflation is dropping. GDP was down 0.2.
Okay, look, I'm tired of having the same ridiculous conversation. Yeah, we do have a terrible federal debt. We're not going to be able to do anything about it unless we raise taxes. And honestly, the taxes should not be raised on working class Americans. It should be raised on the very well-off, very wealthy people in this country that have been hoarding their wealth and getting away with paying far less percentage-wise of their income toward federal taxes compared to everyone else. But that's not going to happen. When she says we need to cut spending, we know what the spending that they're focusing on is, and it's the social safety net, okay? So essentially screw over the poor, screw over people who need that assistance in order to give more tax benefits and tax cuts to the rich. I'm not interested in hearing about that. But let's move on to the one area where she does have a good point, and that has to do with the fact that there's a provision having to do with AI that she didn't read ahead of time, didn't know about, but still voted for the bill. She says, full transparency, I did not know about this section on pages 278 to 279 of the bill that strips states of their right to make laws or regulate artificial intelligence for 10 years. I'm adamantly opposed to this, and it is a violation of states' rights, and I would have voted no if I had known that this was in there. I don't know, look, we can never know if she would actually vote no had she known that that provision was in there. I'm pretty sure with enough pressure from Trump, she would have voted yes anyway. But under the provision that she's referring to, new state level AI regulations would be banned for 10 years. And the enforcement of dozens of pre-existing state regulations would be prohibited as well. These existing rules take aim at widespread concerns like deepfake misinformation, algorithmic rent setting tools, and AI-generated explicit content, particularly of children. Okay, so basically, if a state decides, all right, the federal government, Congress, totally useless, so in our state, we're gonna make decisions about regulating artificial intelligence, they're just not gonna be able to do that if this bill passes the Senate with that provision included in it. Cenk.
Yeah, so first of all, this is gonna help my reputation a lot. I'm gonna agree with her on two things. First, let me get out of the way the obvious things. Was her not reading the bill ahead of voting for it bad? Yeah, of course, it was obviously bad. It was obviously ha-ha. It was obviously LOL, right? Now, having said that, it is one thing to give her credit on is, it's an ironic kind of honesty. Like with these professional actor politicians, you would never get that kind of honesty because it involves being slightly human, including making a mistake and an error and owning up to it. And even if she owned up to it in a way that was not perfectly conscious, like maybe she said, "Oh, I didn't read it, so I didn't know. Oops, I shouldn't have said it." However you interpret that, or it was courageous because she knows she's going to get lambasted for it, but she does it anyway. I don't care which of those interpretations you have, right? So the bottom line is, at least she's saying, yeah, my bad, which a politician almost never says, right? And then number two, she's using it as a moment to focus on a part of the bill that should be taken out. And guys, if you're a right winger and you like Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? Remember, she's trying to remove a provision that doesn't let you regulate. Like you were told all your life, oh, regulation is bad. All regulations are bad, right? But she's trying to allow for regulations at the state level. Why? Because if you have an AI program that is totally out of control, you're gonna need to regulate it. The answer isn't over-regulation, the answer isn't under-regulation. The question is, what do we regulate, who regulates it, and why, right? So in this case, she happens to be right about the substance. Should she have read the bill earlier? Of course. Oh, one last quick little thing. She is also right that they do this trick all the time, both Republican and Democratic leadership. Oh, we're gonna vote on a bill. It's like 4,000 pages. You have 25 seconds to read it, go. And if you vote the wrong way, we'll mark it against you for the rest of your life and might primary you, go. And then, by the way, the stuff that they sneak into that bill. And by the way, we'll be giving Israel another $8 billion for batteries for Iron Dome. Anyway, vote now, go, 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 right? So you get a couple of public service announcements out of this, even though, yes, obviously she should have read the bill first. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.